We are back with series number 3 of our functional series, the spatula series. The first thing you want to do when you are using any of these is I always want you to get comfortable with the tool. We're going to use spatulas. I'm going to have Stacey pick up a spatula. One of the things I want to point out to you is if you do have a weak grasp, there's certain different things that you could do. We could do a built-up piece of foam on it to build it up, make it a little bit easier for you to hold. You could do an ace wrap. You saw that in the active assistive range of motion series with John when we ace wrap the hand, because the focus is to build strength in the arm and to have some good control at the hand, but I don't want the spatula to be falling out. That can get to be a little bit frustrating. So if you're having a little bit of difficulty, there's different ways that you can modify. Talk with your therapist that you're working with, ask them if this is an exercise that would be good for you, and maybe different ways that they can help you modify to get the spatula in your hand. Because we've had a lot of fun with this series. We want you to have a lot of fun with it too, and showing you how to incorporate your arm. So the first thing Stacey's going to do just to get comfortable with the spatula is she's just going to pick up the face cloths and she's going to place them over here on that target. Perfect. Now, these can be completed with somebody if you have somebody that can. If not, you can complete them at home on your own. We are completing them standing, but you could also do them seated. And I'm going to have Stacey do this one a couple times. We have 4 here, and again, I know we've talked about this several times, but you want to keep track of your repetitions. It's not necessarily the more that you do, but yes, the more that you do, the better, but you have to stay within your abilities. How's your arm feeling, Stace?
It's feeling a little tight, but
okay.
I couldn't have imagined doing this 10 months ago.
So we're going to get to know Stacey a little bit. She's going to tell us a little bit about her story, why she's here with us, what happened with her if she doesn't mind. And I hope she can talk, and we're going to keep going. So we're going to give her a challenge here.
That is a challenge, actually. That's something I haven't been able to do in a while, is multitask. So we'll see. So about 10 months ago, well, in October actually, it's about 7 months ago rather. I had a stroke that left me paralyzed on my right side. My right leg came back pretty soon, but my right arm was flaccid, paralyzed for about 3 weeks to a month, and then gradually with work in inpatient rehab, I was able to start working on getting little muscles back, you know, and
so what I've done here so Stacey can continue to work that arm is I've moved the targets out a little bit, which was something that was rather difficult for her when she first started. So now she's getting a little bit more shoulder and elbow extension as she progresses with her arm.
Absolutely, absolutely. So a few months ago, I don't think I would have thought about being able to go home and make pancakes again. But this has been something that I've worked really hard to get to, and I'm really excited, you know, to be making pancakes again.
Yeah, and it's exciting to have you here to show us how you've made these gains. Stacey works very hard at home. She has excellent carryover with her home exercise program. And I think one of the things that we've talked about too is staying motivated. And that's again one of these reasons why we've designed and made this series, is to keep everybody motivating at home. It's hard.
Yeah, especially when you have those functional tasks that you really want to get back to. You know, washing dishes and vacuuming, not that you want to get back to them, but that you have to get back to them.
You have to get back to them. So what I'm going to have Stacey do on this next one, so we can put a little bit of elbow flexion and extension, as she picks them up, I want her to lift up her arm so she can work her bicep. So is the arm getting a little tired, Stace?
It is, I think, and I'm glad you noticed. I didn't realize that I use my unaffected arm now when it gets tired, you know, and that's something I didn't think about.
I think that's a great way too. It's another great modification that I'm glad Stacey started to do too, is if you are having some weakness or some difficulty with the arm and you want to continue with the exercise, it's certainly fine to go ahead and use your unaffected arm to help move it along. And she could have done that in any of the exercises that we have done. So let's keep going a little bit more. Perfect. I'm going to give you one more.
Always challenging me.
I got to keep her on her toes. I do. And you know, Stacey and I keep rolling along here. She is telling me that her arm is feeling a little bit tight. Please, at home, listen to your body. I mean, we can't express that enough to you guys, the importance of listening to your body, taking a rest break, relaxing when you need to, and giving yourself, you know, that time to press pause and come back and start. I think we really want to just continue to get that hand into function and improve your strength and use, especially with different tools, common household tools that you have in your home. So this next exercise is going to work on, I'm sure you guys have heard this, it's supination and pronation, and we're actually going to have Stacey do a little bit of flipping. And we've had a lot of fun with this in terms of, you know, joking around with pancakes and flipping eggs and all the ways that you incorporate your hand into function in different tools. So get used to it. This one can be a tough one. I'm going to have Stacey try to do it without the use of her other hand, and if she needs it, she can bring it back in. And I think I want to point that out too. Always give this arm a chance. See what it can do. Sometimes we get into this habit too. I'm going to be perfect. Perfect. We get into this habit of using our strong arm to help us through movement. Sometimes we need to, and sometimes we don't. So you want to make sure that you give that arm an opportunity to see what it can do. I'm going to move these a little bit closer as Stacey flips them again. That looks great. If one drops on the floor, we are going to do the 3-second rule. So.
I think they're not in it.
I know. But that is great. She's got great control. And again, I'm pointing out again, Stacey's hand is looking good. If you do need to do an adaptation to help, go ahead and do that. Build it up, add an ace wrap. There's all different kinds of things that we've gotten in here to use. If you're completing the series too and you're able to hold it for half the series, that's a great way to show progress too. If after 3 minutes then you need to have a little bit of assistance with the hand, go ahead and do that. You're also working on a tool that's a little bit longer, so it might be a little bit difficult at first to get used to it. I'm going to have you flip those over one more time, Stace.
I don't do this much cooking at home.
Well, we'll make a happy family for you after you've been here. You can start to do some more cooking at home. That looks great. Hope everybody is going to have as much fun as Stacey and I do working on the spatula series. Thanks for joining us.